Hello, friend. I know you might have clicked on this video because you're a sensitive person. And honestly, I get it, because I used to be one too. I used to feel everything so deeply. The smallest criticism would stay in my mind for days. The smallest disappointment would feel huge. So maybe this video is a sign, or maybe it's simply a message you needed today. Either way, I hope it helps. So let's get into the video. First thing I want to talk about is this. Being sensitive is not a weakness. Please don't ever think that it is. When I was younger, I genuinely thought my sensitivity was some kind of curse. I used to ask myself, why do I cry so easily? Why do I take everything so personally? Why do I feel everything so intensely? I thought something was wrong with me. I thought I was weaker than everyone else. But as I grew older, I realized something that completely changed my perspective. Sensitivity was never the problem. The problem was that I didn't know how to handle my emotions. Those are two completely different things. Feeling deeply isn't weakness. Not knowing how to manage those feelings is what causes suffering. And honestly, that's something you can learn. So if you're someone who feels everything deeply, please don't hate yourself for it. It's simply a personality trait that many people have, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the real problem with being sensitive. The problem isn't that you care deeply. In fact, that's actually one of your greatest strengths. Sensitive people usually notice things other people don't. They understand emotions better. They build deeper relationships. They're often more empathetic and emotionally aware because they genuinely care. And honestly, I think that's beautiful. But where it becomes a problem is when you don't know how to protect yourself, when you don't have boundaries, when you absorb everyone's emotions, when you take every comment personally, when every little thing ruins your entire day. That's when sensitivity stops becoming a gift and starts becoming exhausting. So don't try to become less sensitive. Learn how to protect your sensitivity. One thing that helped me the most was learning to simply chill out. And I know that sounds really simple, but hear me out. Whenever you're emotionally overwhelmed, it's almost like your brain gets hijacked. Every thought becomes emotional. One small problem suddenly feels like the end of the world. Your mind jumps from one negative thought to another, and before you know it, you've created 10 different scenarios that haven't even happened. During those moments, don't make decisions. Don't react. Don't send that message. Don't argue. Just pause. Calm yourself down first. Breathe. Sit quietly. Hug yourself if you need to. I genuinely do that sometimes. And it helps. Because once you calm down, you're finally able to think clearly again. You realize that maybe things weren't as bad as they looked 5 minutes ago. Most emotional mistakes happen because we react before we calm down. So whenever you're overwhelmed, remind yourself, it's okay. I don't have to solve everything right now. Let me calm down first. Another thing I learned is that being sensitive doesn't mean you should tolerate disrespect. This is something I wish someone had told me much earlier. Just because you care about people doesn't mean you should let them hurt you. Just because you understand people doesn't mean they get permission to disrespect you. Protecting your peace isn't selfish. Protecting yourself isn't selfish. You are the person who has to live with yourself every single day. So please, don't sacrifice your self-respect just because you're scared of disappointing someone else. And that brings me to something I regret not doing earlier. Build boundaries. Seriously. If I could go back and give my younger self one piece of advice, it would be this. Learn to say no. Stop trying to save everyone. Stop trying to please everyone. I spent so much time trying not to disappoint people that I constantly disappointed myself instead. And honestly, it was exhausting. Not everyone deserves your kindness. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves your time. Give your love to people who truly appreciate it, not to people who constantly take advantage of it. You can be kind without abandoning yourself. One habit that still helps me today is the way I talk to myself whenever I'm hurt. There was a time when something bad would happen and I'd immediately start attacking myself. I'd tell myself I was stupid. I'd tell myself I was the problem. I'd blame myself for everything. And honestly, that only made the pain worse. Now I do something completely different. Whenever I'm emotionally hurt, I become the person I need the most. I become my own support system. Instead of insulting myself, I start speaking logically. I ask myself, what's actually true here? What evidence do I have? Am I really a failure, or did something simply go wrong? And it's surprising how quickly your mind starts calming down once you stop attacking yourself. Sometimes you don't need someone else to comfort you. Sometimes you need to become that comforting voice for yourself. Be the shoulder you can lean on instead of becoming your biggest enemy. One last thing I really want you to remember is this. Emotional intelligence doesn't mean becoming emotionally numb. It doesn't mean pretending you don't care. It doesn't mean becoming cold. It simply means learning how to feel your emotions without letting them control your actions. Cry if you need to cry. Feel hurt if you're hurt. Be disappointed if you're disappointed. You're human. But don't let those emotions decide what kind of person you're going to be. Feel them. Understand them, then let them pass. So from this whole video, what I really want you to remember is this. Being sensitive was never your weakness. It never was. The only thing you need to learn is how to handle that sensitivity in a healthy way. Calm yourself before reacting. Build boundaries. Stop blaming yourself for everything. Become your own safe place. Because sensitivity is actually a beautiful gift when it's protected instead of punished. The world doesn't need fewer sensitive people. It simply needs sensitive people who know how to take care of themselves. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.